Originally, I had 4 LED lights that were up here, and we wanted to go with the KC lights. And when I used the original wiring harness. So when I put these on, these are 100 watts a piece. If I leave them on for 3 or 4 minutes, it would blow the fuse every time, because it should have been 2 fuses for each two. There should have been a fuse for these 2 lights and a fuse for those 2 lights, but I only had one 20 amp fuse for the whole deal. So I really needed to switch over to a halogen or to a LED bulb, so it wouldn't pull near the amount of current that the halogen bulbs did. So the halogen bulbs were not as bright. They were 100 watts a piece. The front ones were 50 watts a piece. Now they're all LED, and they put out a lot more light, and they're pulling a lot less current off the battery at the same time, and I won't have to worry about blowing fuses. Okay, we're going to change the bulb on this KC light. It has a halogen bulb currently, and we want to change it to an LED. It's not a very bright bulb. Actually have changed the lights in these as well, which is pretty easy. You actually just turn this, flips out, and then that light pops out, and on the back you can put in a different bulb. I'm going to show you kind of what it looks like. We are again changing our KC headlamps from halogen bulbs to a LED bulb, which is much brighter. First step is you do have to pry this off. I just used the little pry bar to get it off with carefully. Then you have to remove the screws from each side to get the lens to pop out. And these are glass lenses, so you have to be careful not to drop them. Kind of in there pretty well too. You just kind of got to give it a little turn, a little pull at the same time, and it opens it up to here. We need to remove the lines, and then the cool thing about this is it's pretty easy, because I only have one hand to do this with right now. Instead of removing this line first, which is what I normally would do, I'm going to show you how to remove this bulb. You just squeeze these 2 together. This little clip comes out. The bulb comes right out. I save this clip because that's what's going to hold in your next bulb. And I'm going to set this off to the side in a safe spot so I can pull this wire out. And these wires are in here fairly stiffly for some reason. I'm not sure why. They're a little bit difficult to get out. Okay, so I've got the new bulb attached to that wire, and then I'm just going to push that in. Just the red wire goes to the long white wire. The black wire will go on to the base of the bulb. So on this, what you want to do is you want to put it in with the spring kind of facing down. You go around it, clip it in the front part, and then we just put it down spring loaded underneath these 2 pieces. Very simple. We're just going to attach this line here, and then we are pretty much done with the bulb installation. We just need to put everything back together, line up our holes so we can screw it back in, and then we screw it back in and put the cover back on. Started. That lined up in there. Kind of gonna have to kind of squeeze it in a little bit. So we need to pop those covers back on, and it's just a little part that pops basically in on over top of the screws. Kind of put one side on. Oh, I guess you got to put it on the right way, don't you? Okay. All right, I just have to replace my fuse and then we'll turn them on.